my ranch. My name is Mrs. Taylor, and this week I've been learning how to become a cowgirl. One of my favorite things that I've learned how to do this week is learn how to lasso. When I lasso, it's very easy for me to catch all of my cattle that have tried to escape, and I can catch them with my lasso and put them into their pen. I make sure that they're all in equal groups, so it's easy for me to make sure that all the cattle are there and accounted for. This is very similar to a strategy that we're going to learn today for multiplication. In this picture, we have two circles or two ovals, because when you make a lasso, it makes a circle or an oval. So we're going to consider this to be two groups. Our first numbered equation is a 2 because you think the phrase blank groups of blank. Since we have two circles and two groups, that's going to be the first number in our equation. Now that we know how many groups we have, it's time for us to think what item that we're going to put inside of each circle. What is something that a cowgirl might wear? Oh, very good. Let's use a cowgirl hat. A cowgirl hat is very important for us to wear because it shields our eyes from the sun, and most of our work is done outside. So if that's the case, our eyes are shielded and safe from the sun so we can get every single job done. So we're going to put 7 cowgirl hats inside of each circle. That's going to be the second number in our equation. How many items are inside of each group? So your equation so far reads 2 times 7 equals. But how do we figure out the answer? Well, finding the answer, which is also known as the product, is very simple. All you have to do is count the cowgirl hats in both groups. How many hats do you have in all? In this case, we have 14 hats. That is the answer that goes at the end of the equation. 2 groups times 7 cowgirl hats in each group equals 14 hats. Multiplication in groups makes learning multiplication facts really easy, doesn't it? Make sure that when you put the items inside of your circle or square or whatever your group is, that you put them in similar places, no matter how many groups that you have. It makes it much easier for you to count than if you try to scatter all of these items all around your shape. And then you have to recount each one to make sure that you put the equal amount in each one, especially as it gets into larger numbers like 9 or 10. So, word of advice from a cowgirl is to make sure that every single one of them is nice, neat, and tidy, and in very similar places in each of your groups. Here are some pictures of some horses that we have on our ranch. Go ahead and pause the video and figure out how many groups there are and how many horses are in each group. Then plug it into the equation and see how many horses there are in the picture. Unpause the video when you're done to check your answer. How'd you do, partner? Did you notice there were 3 groups of horses? And in each group, there were 2 horses. So our equation should read 3 times 2 equals 6 horses. Y'all sure did a great job on that problem. Let's right away and find another example. See you in a minute. Here is a picture of a cowgirl trying to lasso the cattle. This is one of the events that cowgirls and cowboys do when they compete in a rodeo. You may remember from the beginning of the video that I keep my cattle in different fences. In this case, we have 3 fences with 4 cattle inside of each fence. Pause the video and try to plug in each number in the equation in the correct place and figure out the product or the answer to the question. Did you lasso up the correct answer? In this case, we have 3 fences, so we have 3 groups. And in each fence, we have 4 cattle, so we have 3 groups of 4. That means the equation should read 3 times 4 equals 12 cattle. Very good. Y'all are getting really good at this. Let's do one more example. In the rodeo, a lot of cowgirls and cowboys ride bulls, and they try to see how long they can hang on. So let's do an example here with some bulls. We have 4 fences, and in each fence, we have a certain amount of bulls. Go ahead and pause the video, complete each blank, and then unpause the video and see if you got the answer right. Let's check our answer.
In this example, we have 4 squares, so we have 4 groups. In each group, we have 7 bowls. And notice that they're all in about the same location, so we can count them easily. And then we plug it into our equation. 4 times 7 equals how many bowls? That's right, you have 28 bowls. Yee-haw! You are getting so good at this.
Now it's time for your math challenge of the day. So grab a piece of paper and something to write with so that you can make yourself an example of a multiplication problem where you put the items into equal groups to show your product or your answer. Mickey here knows that you can do a great job. So let's go over some ideas of different items around your house that you can use to make your math example for your multiplication problem.
Here are some materials that you probably already have in your house that you can use to complete the math challenge. For groups, you might consider using cups, bowls, plates, Lego boards, string, paper, and vases. For the items, you want smaller items to go into the groups, so you might consider finding some candy like Skittles, cereal, toy cars, Legos, checkers, straws, and flowers. When you complete that math challenge, you'll take a photograph of it and show it to your teacher. You may also want to do your assignment on the Google slide. You can also use crayons or markers or even paint to make a creation on paper. You can also go outside if it's nice weather and use chalk to show an example of groups. Whatever you decide to make, it's going to be fabulous and it's going to help you really remember how to multiply using groups. Here is an example that I found in my refrigerator. I have 3 groups of Diet Pepsi bottles. In each group, there are 6 bottles. So my equation reads 3 times 6 equals 18. I found 2 hula hoops in my classroom, so I used them for my 2 groups. And then I also found some footballs in my classroom, so I put 4 in each hula hoop. That helped me make the equation 2 groups times 4 footballs equals 8 footballs. Now it's your turn to create your example of the math challenge. Feel free to make examples that are similar to mine, but please don't make it the exact same equation. We want you to come up with one on your own. Don't forget to share your example with your teacher when you're done. They're going to love it.
Thanks so much for joining me today on our adventure at the ranch. I really hope that the math strategy of putting objects into equal groups helps you on your journey as you continue to understand multiplication just a little bit better. I know it really helps me. If you liked today's adventure, make sure to click the like button, and if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, press the subscribe button so you don't miss out on a single adventure. Have a great day, boys and girls, and continue to lasso up some fun.